evening, everybody. I want to welcome you to In This Season. I know I'm always excited to meet and greet my guests, and I am excited, though, honestly, about this young lady that I get the opportunity to interview today as our guest speaker. This is Miss Brittnei Farmer, y'all. And let me just tell you about Miss Brittnei Farmer. I had the pleasure of working with her as a case manager with Canopy, and we just instantly had a good connection with each other. Brittnei is genuine. She is somebody that is a girl's girl, so she's a cheerleader and a champion for women. And she was just on the front lines, making sure that her family's needs were met. That she was a good worker. She was a good worker, and
Thank you.
I will just say that Brittney is one of those people that when you meet her, you don't forget her. You don't forget her. That smile that y'all seeing right now, and she comes with a knowledge and a history of evolution. So when we talk about the evolving woman, when we talk about the woman in this season, it definitely is Brittney Farmer, because this
Thank you.
girl has went from social services to writing a book. I've always known you as a spiritual person, Brittney. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that when people hear who you are and how you got to 2026, people will be blown away by
Yes.
the way that God used you and the way that you also came back to God, right? Like,
Amen.
so that is the evolution of a woman when we're talking about in this season, y'all. I pick everyday women, and this is an everyday woman.
Amen.
So thank you, Brittney Farmer, for saying
Thank
yes.
you for having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we're gonna just dive in. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so Brittney, can you tell me in 3 words how would you describe yourself? And then you can tell me what made you pick those 3 words.
Okay, so the first one I chose was I'm very compassionate.
Okay.
Um I'm not just a sympathetic person or an empathetic person. I want to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
If I see somebody struggling, I'm trying to see how I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get too involved to where we do more than what we need to do. But I always
Absolutely.
find myself wanting to problem solve, want to be the solve the issue, and so very compassionate. I have a big heart, and like you said, I'm very genuine when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second one I would say is I'm intuitive. Like I can read people right off the bat. I pick up on things. I can feel when something is off.
Yes.
I'm very aware of my surroundings, and even when people don't say nothing, I can pick up on your spirit. I can pick up on your vibe, and I just call it my spirit of discernment.
Good.
My third one is I'm a warrior.
Come
And
on, Brittany.
Keisha, if it had not been for the things that I have been through, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have chose this word. But here we
Right.
are.
Right.
But I've been through a lot, and I've come back stronger, wiser, and so much better. And not just with my last situation, but just when in life in
Yeah.
general, a lot of people didn't know I was going through something
Right.
because I was so used to, dealing with my problems and moving past it, not knowing that it's traumatizing, so
Keeps
I
you.
call
It
myself
weighs
a
you down.
warrior because of how strong I am. So those are
Yeah.
three
I like
I
that
chose.
word.
Thank
I
you.
like warrior. And what people don't realize is a warrior trains for battle. Right. And
Yes,
so
girl.
yeah, trains for battle, and when it's time to show up, you are prepared, right? And so there
Yes.
will be battles in our life that break us down just so we can be rebuilt a little bit stronger. And
Right.
God, that's an epitome of who you are. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's amazing. Glad that you picked that word.
Yes.
And so as you think about those words and how you have become the woman that you are, what would you talk about when you talk about your childhood, how you were raised, your upbringing? I know you have siblings, so you want to tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I come from a two-parent household.
Hmm.
I had a great childhood. I'm not one that said I had to get it out the mud or anything. I had a great
Yeah.
childhood. Parents are praying parents. We were in
Yeah.
church. My siblings and I were given every opportunity to be in whatever activity or sports we wanted to be in. Played softball, basketball, volleyball, track, gymnastics, anything we wanted to do.
Wow.
My parents were very supportive of all of that.
Yeah.
Um, And I just thank God that we were able to have that opportunity, because I know a lot of people didn't get that. So
Absolutely.
I'm just so grateful that, I don't have anything bad to say about my childhood.
I love that. And parents give us that foundation. And
Right.
that's a blessing to be able to be raised with both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so what do you feel like are some of the things that they instilled to you as a young person that you carry over now into life?
First of all, they'll be married 43 years in June. So they
Girl.
showed me the marriage, like
Yeah.
the best example of what a marriage is supposed to be.
Right, right.
Like I said, they're both praying parents, they're both
Absolutely.
strong parents.
Hmm.
Um, my daddy, he did what he was supposed to do as a father. They were very
Good.
present in my life.
Yeah.
Just perfect examples that I want to embody as I go through this thing called life, girl.
Through
So
life, baby. And I say that and I mention that because people first thing people want to say is where their parents at? Where they some it's we make the choices along the way and we can us
right.
come from a good solid foundation and
Yes.
still make crazy mistakes,
And
right?
I say that all the time. Yes. And I
Yeah,
mean,
so don't point
as
your
you get
finger at my
older,
parents. It was
right.
me. Yeah, yeah,
As you get older, you make your own decisions. They
that's
can
right.
tell you right from wrong, they can show you the path, but it's up to you. You make your
Come
own
on.
decisions as you get older. And so, yeah. And,
Yeah.
they always showed us God first,
Yes.
and I just came back to it. So,
That's right. Plant that seed. Isn't that what it say?
right.
Train a child up, they'll return back
And the
to it.
way
So
that
it was
they
in
should
you.
go. Yes,
That's right. It was
ma'am.
it was already rooted in you. Well, okay.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Brittany. What do you feel like are some misconceptions about you that other people? What have you heard? And you're like, girl, that is not me. That's so far from me.
Believe it or not, I have been told that I'm unapproachable
Oh,
and that I am stuck up. Yes, and I have a resting
that
mean
pretty
mug
girl
face.
face. Yes.
Right. I have a resting mean mug face. And it's only because I have a lot like I be thinking about, and and life, just life
Yeah.
in general has made me, just kind of have this hard exterior.
Yeah.
Because of the things I've been through, because of the betrayal that I have been through. So, I am kind of standoffish when I first meet people. But
Right.
once you get to know me, I'm one of the most genuine people
You
you ever
are.
meet.
You
And
are.
so don't let that face fool you. Don't let my mug fool you. I am very sweet, very,
Yeah. Laid back.
welcoming and
Yep.
laid back.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
So yeah.
But one thing I'll say, because I hear a lot of us women say this, is that we gotta warm up. We gotta,
Right.
it takes us
Yes.
we want to observe. Very few people just jump straight in and you get all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is people who sit back, they kind of watch, they observe, and then I'll know, how to approach. So yeah,
Right.
a lot of people I get on here, especially say people look at them and assume they're mean, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a processing phase. That's a I'm observing you phase. It has nothing to do with me just sitting back looking at you.
Right. And
Be your mother.
I've been told that all the time. Like I be thinking I have a lot going on in my head.
Yeah,
Don't ever
yeah,
get it twisted. I'm
right.
not I'm not a mean girl
The
at all.
opposite. The opposite. I totally agree with you on that. So
Yes.
as we talk about life, and what are some lessons that have helped shape who you are in 2026 in this season? What are some life lessons?
Girl, I can write a book,
You
another book.
did. You
I
did
can write
write a
I
book.
can write another book about this topic. Life lessons on how to properly grieve, life
Yeah.
lessons on not trusting everybody, life
Yes.
lessons on it's okay to not be okay. But the
Yes.
biggest life lesson I have learned is that you cannot expect yourself from other people. You cannot expect yourself from other people.
Mm.
And I give 100%, I get back maybe 80%.
That
But I
hurts
had to
too.
learn that not everybody's going to give like I give. Not
Yeah.
everybody's going to do like I do. Not everybody's
Right.
going to be a friend like I'm a friend to them.
Right.
And that
Right.
was a tough pill for me to swallow, because
Absolutely.
you have expectations for certain people in your life. And I don't know if you remember 10 years ago, and I was venting to you about someone, and your exact words to me were, your expectations weren't met. And that is exactly what had happened. My expectations for that certain individual was not met. But
Yeah.
that was my fault because sometimes we have people
We do.
on a pedestal.
Yep.
You
Yep.
expect them to
Yep.
be there through your hardest times,
Yep.
and you find out who your real friends are when you're at your lowest. So
Oh,
that's one of the life lessons I had to learn, was to not expect myself and other people.
yeah.
So, once you know better, you do better. So I have learned that I have to protect myself
Yes.
from just putting too much expectations on people so that I
Yeah.
won't be hurt in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always go back to the true foundation of trust is God. And so
Right.
we have to stop expecting me out of everybody else because
Exactly.
I go hard. I go hard.
Girl.
I have to also remind myself that life truly gets heavy for a lot of people. And because I know how to handle it and carry it, doesn't mean everybody else do. And
Right.
so, like I stopped being that person that's like, I'm not calling her, I'm not checking on her. The phone worked both ways. Cause then I started thinking, well, dang, Keisha, they may not have what you have. They may not be
Uh-huh.
able to do what you can do. Just check in on them. Send them a text message,
Yeah.
see what's going on. Yeah, because the flesh in us wants to give them back what they giving us.
And it's hard because,
Yeah,
that's not me.
right.
That's not me. I
Yeah,
can't, I say I'm a treat people like they treat me, but
yeah.
the
Can't.
God in me, I treat people
Yes,
the way I want to be treated. Not
yes.
saying I'm gonna get it back in return, but
No.
that's just how I am.
You do it
That's just how I
anyway.
am.
It's a
Yeah.
requirement. And you notice that there's a piece about saying, well, I did my part.
I
I
did
did what
my
I was supposed
part.
to do.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. Yes,
Absolutely. I
ma'am.
get you, girl. Okay. I like that. Life lessons are hard, but we need them because that way they kind of shape the rest of our future. But what about your profession in the past? I mentioned that you worked social services. So
Hmm.
talk a little bit about how you got into that field and what was the driving force behind that.
So I got into social services because I generally have a desire to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And that just goes back to me being compassionate. With our families, they just needed our love. They needed our
Yeah.
support. They
Yeah.
needed us to just hear them.
Yes.
Because they didn't even have a voice. Um, and so my heart and my desire was always to help people.
Yeah.
So then moving forward, 10 years later, I'm still helping people. The
Yeah.
desire in me is still on fire inside of me, but it's taken a different route. I am an author
Yes.
of God is Keeping Me. Um, and I'm also a motivational speaker. And I don't want to get ahead of you, but I really feel like I am walking in my calling. I really feel like this is where I was supposed to be.
Yes, God.
And I had to learn that sometimes we don't choose our profession chooses
Choose
us.
us.
And I would have never picked this profession to do. I would have never saw myself getting called to speak at different events or different
Amen.
occasions. But
Yeah.
this is where God had led me to, and
Yes.
I am on fire because I'm really helping people. And
Yeah.
I thank God that people do come up to me and tell me, I read your book. You have inspired me. It's not about, making money off a book. It's not
No.
about exposing myself. It's about helping people that have been
Yeah.
through or going through what I've been through.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
I just thank God for the opportunity to be able to get my testimony out and to get my story
Hmm.
out.
That self reward is the part of the connecting piece. Like, hey, this is what I've been through, went through, and
Hmm.
I get to share with somebody what the other side may look like.
Right.
And people may be in the storm and they can't see the other side.
Hmm.
And so usually when we meet somebody who is motivating or inspiring or an influencer, uh,
Hmm.
when we meet those people, we get the opportunity to connect on a level of, like you said, people come up to you and say, I read your book. Thank you. Thank you for just taking time to let me feel normal. That
Right.
I'm gonna make it on the other side, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
And we can sit here and motivate and try to encourage somebody, but people are not going to hear you unless you've been through what
Come
they've been
on.
through.
Come on. Come
It's
on.
hard to sit here and tell somebody it's gonna get better, or
Yeah.
you'll get through this. But until you don't walk in that person's shoes, they're not gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not going to hear you. They're not going to, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. So,
Yeah.
yes, I thank God. I would never have signed up for it, never would have raised my hand. And
No.
I was talking to my cousin today about it. I would have never wanted to go through this, even if I saw what was on the other side. But thank
Hmm.
God he gave me the strength and the ability to be able to do this. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brittany, do you want to talk a little bit about your book? Like, what is it about? Who are you? I mean, you go how you want to go
So,
with it.
okay. So, as you stated, well, let me just do a little backtrack.
Okay.
So, I went into psychology, got my
Hmm.
degree in psychology from William Carey. I always wanted to help people, didn't know how that was going to happen, but ended up in social work. Loved it. I loved it. And my dad said, if you love what you do, it's not working.
That's
And I
right.
absolutely loved it. And I love helping my families. And you were
Hmm.
right there with me. And it was always a joy when we had a positive outcome. Not
Yes.
every family could be helped, and that, that's just life. You can't help everybody. um I had to go, and I did that for about 4 years.
Hmm.
At that time I was in a relationship with my boyfriend. Traumatically, he passed away.
Hmm.
And it was not the fact that he passed away, but it was how he passed. And of
Yeah.
course, most people know he passed in my arms.
Yeah.
um and I had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And so being on the other side of mental health is where things took a turn. Didn't know how to help myself. I can
Yeah.
help people all day long, didn't know how to help myself. Mental breakdown to where I just didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
um I did everything I could. I tried,
Hmm.
I kind of counseled myself. The
Yeah.
same things I would say to my
Yep.
families, I try to do to myself. Nothing worked.
Don't work.
So, and I'm just gonna say that I ended up wanting to take my own life.
Yeah.
Eventually, try to do suicide by cop, robbed 2 banks, went to prison. I had just lost myself,
You
Keisha.
lost yourself. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
myself. And I remember you telling me I didn't even look like myself.
Hmm.
And I completely lost myself. And, but it wasn't until I was in prison is when I found myself.
Thank God.
And
When
God
you
was
were in the
preparing me
lion's
in there.
den,
Huh?
I said I call it the lion's den.
Girl. And being in prison is, and I tell people all the time, I had to go to prison.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to go to prison. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here today.
You wouldn't be here. That's what
I wouldn't be here
girl,
today.
girl.
They was like,
I
you
just,
had to go to prison. I had to go to prison. Either
yeah.
I was going to kill myself or somebody else was going to get killed in the process. I'm just
Yeah.
keeping it real.
That's it.
So,
I like it real. Keep it real.
but in prison, I found myself. And that time, I don't want to get into it too deep into it because that's what my second book is
That's
going to be about, is
okay.
my prison experience. But I do want to share this. While I was in there, I did do a Bible study. Women, every time I did Bible study, I had over 25 to 30
Come
women
on.
coming
Come
to my
on.
Bible study class. Keisha, I was in there. Even the guards, the wardens, everybody respected me as a woman of God. I didn't have to prove myself to anyone. I had the respect of the higher ups, and that's because of favor. And if
You
anybody
know, that
know what
kind of
favor
reminds me.
is,
Yeah, your story is reminding me of Joseph.
girl.
The coat. It's reminding me of Joe, like how they just assumed I'm gonna throw him away and sell him, and
Uh
he
huh,
went as high as he can go.
girl.
Hmm.
And you can't stop God's anointed one. You cannot take that light if God is the brightness in your life.
That's right.
And just like Joseph, girl, one time they gave me the key to open up the gates to let one of the guards out. Yes, ma'am. And I couldn't believe, and I would call my
Yes.
parents, and I couldn't believe how much access and how much leeway and how much freedom I had in there because of the trust they had in me. Keisha, I can sit here
They
and
can
talk
see
about
it.
that all day long because
Yeah.
I knew God had favor upon me. I
Yes, he
knew
did.
God had me covered in there.
Yes.
And while I was in there, He was just molding me to be the woman I am today.
Yeah.
So fast forward to today. I started writing my book before I went in. When I was out on bond, I was out on bond for 2.5 years.
Okay.
I started back then just writing, writing, writing,
Yeah.
writing, writing.
Yeah.
And not thinking I was gonna actually write a book. You know how you say you're gonna do
Right.
something and you're like,
Yep.
okay. But I came home, I had so much to talk about, I had so much to write. And I was getting discouraged because I wasn't hitting my deadlines. I wanted to
Oh,
be published and out the first year I was home. Then the second
yeah.
year, and I'm like, am I gonna get to this? But God had his plan. He already knew when it was gonna happen, when it was gonna come out, and not knowing it was gonna take off like it did. So it got published and it got released when it was supposed to.
That's right.
So
That's
yes,
right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And
And
I'm just blown away.
the
Um,
title God is keeping me is it was my song that I sung at church, and then it became my testimony.
yes.
And yes, God has definitely been keeping me.
I think too, as I'm sitting here listening to you talk, there will be people who are like, how dare she? But
Hmm.
if you are a true believer in God,
Hmm.
you will be able to see God all up in the midst of your story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There are always those people who are mad because you don't get the punishment they think you deserve.
Right.
And on the
Right.
flip side of that, God can use any one of us,
Uh-huh.
any situation, and turn that thing into what He wants it to be about. See,
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
operate in your purpose, and you said you was operating in your purpose, but
I
when you
am.
your purpose, that road to get there will be sometimes unbelievably hard.
Right.
And
Right.
as you're talking, I distinctively remember us having a conversation, and when we got through, I started praying, and I said, God, I don't know how. And I don't, because I remember you saying, Keisha, I'm just at my lowest. And I said, I don't know how, but God, I'm praying over her life. And I want you to cover her. I'll never forget that.
Oh,
I was, I'm
wow.
saying we were in the office, you left, and I immediately went into prayer.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you please cover her.
Girl,
You know,
you got me over here tearing up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But every time I see you are getting ready to go sign books, getting ready to do another thing, and I'm just thinking, it blows my mind that what we thought that you were going to be a social worker in Hancock County, right?
Uh-huh.
But God said, absolutely, I'm
It
gonna
was just
send
a season.
you,
That was
girl.
he had me there just for a season, just for
Yeah,
an appointed time.
just for a point in time.
Just for
And the
appointed
devil tried to
time.
take you out,
Yes.
out. And God said, absolutely not. You can't have her. He said,
Girl,
I'm gonna change this thing around.
you got
Even
me
when
over here tearing up.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
You are a living testimony. And
Yes.
I always, I'm glad. I am so glad that God had His favor and covering over you, because
Amen.
I never wanted to read about you in another way. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that I'm glad.
Yes. And
Glad.
another thing, let me add this. A lot of people don't know this, but the prosecutor wanted to give me 15 to life. 15 to life. And I got 3 years.
Oh,
Tell me there wasn't nobody but God keeping me.
only,
15 to
only.
life down to 3 years.
Yes,
Nobody but God.
that's it. That's it. He'll work
Nobody but
on those
God.
hard hearts. He'll take things like that and just turn things
Yes.
around. And,
Yes.
and the thing that I love about it the most is you are giving Him the glory.
Amen. Nobody
Some
but.
people deliver from stuff and they just completely forgot how they got delivered. No, ma'am, I will not.
Forget where they came from. Forget how they came out.
I will
And
not.
there's no way I can't not give God the
Nope.
glory.
To the day I die, I belong
Okay?
to Him, and I'm gonna find a way to bring Him into it. You know what I'm saying?
Come
I
on.
just am. And He gonna be there. He gonna be in the midst
Right.
wherever.
Amen.
Absolutely, girl. Ooh, because we all one situation from a bad situation. When people think
Okay.
of something, you're not above anything. And if it
Right.
does not touch you, it can touch your child, it can touch your
Right.
it can touch your loved one. So, we have to be careful with that. We have to be very careful with being judgmental
Amen.
and celebrate when God delivers and brings people home or out of something. Like we are
Uh-huh.
waiting to be come home. We are.
Right.
I'm waiting on a few of my loved ones to come on back. Come on back, right?
Right.
So we talked a little bit about you losing your boyfriend, but besides grief, what was a big loss for you, and how did you grow from
Well, one of my losses was betrayal, loss of friends, lost my trust in them. As I said before, I lost my identity. Keisha,
it?
I would
Yeah.
look in the mirror and I didn't even see myself. And I'm not
Mm,
even exaggerating. I saw the devil.
yeah.
I
Oh,
did. I did.
living in
My
you.
eyes didn't even look the same.
Nope. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just lost myself during that dark time. And I just, you know how you just pray, Lord, whatever it is going on, you find yourself praying. I didn't. I couldn't pray.
Oh,
It got
wow.
so bad to where I didn't even want to pray. I think I told you I didn't even want to go to church anymore.
You did.
And I
Yeah.
was a Sunday school teacher
Yes, you
and I
were
didn't
a
even want to
teacher.
go to church.
Mhm.
I didn't want to, I lost my self confidence. You know, I love to dress up. I love to
Yeah.
go out. I
Oh,
love to,
yeah, that's you.
I stopped doing that. I stopped, you saw me coming to work, just look at any kind of
You was
way.
like flat affect to the point of she's just showing up.
Yes.
Because you were the girl, like how you are today. This was you. Nails, hair, lashes,
E-
eyes, makeup. This girl was,
Everything.
I mean, and dressed to the nines. It was not a tennis shoe wear. Do you hear me? So I always used to be like, how did she do that? She keeps it together, boo. But yeah,
Yes.
when you are in that season of battling for your life, and the devil riding your back, like I like the fact that you said you couldn't even pray. And that's real talk. Real talk. People need to
Yes.
know that. So
I
your
could not even pray. I didn't, and I just lost myself, completely lost myself. And then I just was like, whatever happens, happens. I didn't even care. I gave up, Keisha.
yeah,
I
yeah,
completely gave up.
yeah.
And I said, I wanted to be where my boyfriend is.
Jesus.
And it's scary now
Yeah, yeah,
because
now
of
it is.
the woulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
once again, God kept me even during when the time I couldn't keep myself.
Yes, God.
So yes, I and but God.
But God.
And I
That's my
girl.
favorite, my other favorite saying. But God. When I couldn't even think of a
Mm,
way to get out of this, but God. He
mm,
shows up every time. He always gives us that ram in the bush, Tony.
right, right. Yes, ma'am.
um, and there is growth, and I like how you definitely said being in jail saved your life because
Mhm.
you didn't know how to save your own life.
Right.
And yeah, and that vulnerability putting us in the spot of and you know, people say you got to be at your lowest before you are able to rise again. And even then, God gave you grace. And so
Right.
that's a beautiful thing. I lost myself completely. God put me somewhere where I was still giving grace. And so that man, it's beautiful. It's a
And
beautiful
you
life.
know that same grace God gives us is the same grace we're supposed to extend to other people.
That
And
part.
and that's why I always find myself getting hurt because I forgive people over and over and over. And it
Yeah.
hurts because I'm like, do you know I could have cut you off a long time ago? But
Yeah.
I still extend grace because had it not been for God's grace,
Yes.
things could have been totally different. So I
Totally.
try to give that grace, but people will take advantage of it. And
Yeah.
you got to learn, when do you give that stopping point? You got to learn when is enough. So that's something
Mhm.
I'm also learning as well.
As you growing, as I grow,
Uh-huh.
I learn. And I will say, for me, I learned, not gonna say a long time ago, but when I hit 40 is when I had a
Uh-huh.
lot of life lessons. And
Yeah.
one of those was that stop. just giving them what stop giving them chance after chance. They done show
Right.
you. How many more times do I need to show you? Right? How I am as a person.
Right.
And why won't I believe it? It's because I always see the good in people. I do.
Right.
That
Yeah.
could be a downfall. And I
Me
don't know,
too.
didn't know when to cut people off. But distinctively, as I grew closer to God, I can hear God say, disconnect from that one. And I'm like, no, but I like disconnect.
Disconnect, girl.
Disconnect
And
from
I
that one.
always say everybody's not meant to go where you're going.
Nope.
They were
Nope.
in your life, they when they were supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
In that season,
In that season.
but then you go to another season, God's gonna put other people in your life.
Yeah.
And then, and
Yeah.
it's all about what God wants for you. We want to hold on to people because of history, because we was
Yes.
friends since
Yeah.
elementary school, since
Yeah.
we,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's not how life is supposed to be. Yeah,
No.
it sound good. I've known her for 30 plus years. I've
Right.
known her. But that's not how God intended it to be. When
Right.
he said let
Yeah.
that person go, you better let them go, because he gonna make sure they keep
He
hurting
gonna
you
shake,
until you
rattle, and roll that cage till you let go. Yeah, he is. I mean, I
right.
said I don't want you with her with no or him no more. It's time for you to move
It's
on.
time for you to
Yeah,
move on.
yeah.
Yes.
Girl, you better tell it. You better tell.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I know you say you feel like you walking in your purpose.
Uh-huh.
Um, how so though? How do you feel like you're in it now versus 20 years ago? I ain't gonna say 10.
Uh-huh. I just have this desire to want to do more. I have this
Mm,
desire to want to keep telling my testimony. And
yeah.
I think it's because of all the positive feedback that I've been getting. And I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you, right before this our little Zoom meeting, I got asked to come speak at another engagement. And that just
Yay.
gives me joy because
Yeah.
okay, God, you keep showing me that this is where I'm supposed to be. And sometimes we do things grudgingly. Okay,
Yeah.
gotta pull
Yeah. Yeah.
myself out the bed. That's not the case here.
No.
I got this excitement. I got this fire in me to want to do this. To
Yeah.
want to tell the people about God, to want to tell people about what he did for me and what he can do for you. I got a
Yes.
desire to want people to know where I was and where I'm at now. So it's
Absolutely.
the want to, it's the that's my purpose.
Yeah. And that is how you know what purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose does not feel like it's what you say the word grudgingly. I'm not doing
Mm-hmm.
it grudgingly. I'm not doing it because, oh, here come another thing to do. No,
Right.
it's almost like, yes, I get another
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing it on purpose.
So
Yes.
do you feel like you are successful in this season? Like this is a season of success for you?
Yes, ma'am. And um your question was, what do I feel like success is? And it's really just a goal you set for
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
and you achieve that goal.
That's it. Hmm.
Whether it be a weight loss goal, whether
Yeah.
it be wanting your own business, whether it be getting your degree. For
Yeah.
me, it was writing this book. That was a goal I had set for myself. And like I said before, because I wasn't reaching my goal, I was getting discouraged.
Yeah.
But once you finally reach your goal, you have been successful because you set that goal and you
Right.
accomplish it. But
Right.
you're not supposed to stop there. You're supposed to keep reaching and wanting more,
Mhm.
and that's how you become, successful.
Yeah. And that's the evolution part that I tell a lot of women, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the shedding of the old stuff, growing into your new purpose,
Right.
because what satisfied Keisha, Brittney 10 years ago, that may not even be my desire right now. And so
Right.
as I keep evolving, I'm changing. And
Mm-hmm.
change is a good thing. You're not supposed to
Mm-hmm.
stay the same. Plant
Right.
a seed just so it don't grow. It's gonna manifest fruit one day. And so
Yes. Come
that's
on.
what we want
Yes.
to happen. That's what we want to happen. And I know God has contributed to your success because
Yes.
I hear him all throughout your walk, all throughout
Yes.
your life. You said the foundation was laid with your parents and
Mm-hmm.
all throughout just covering you. And so I like how you said finishing the book was almost you were equating with failure, right? Like
Yeah.
not getting to that purpose, that successful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing the book was not just about you saying, I'm done. So
Right.
success is more than that. It's way more than that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like, what's next? I
What's
got
next?
what
Exactly. What's next?
so as far as relationships,
uh-huh.
do you are you in a relationship with anybody? Have you found time to kind of grow with a partner or a spouse?
Yeah, this question.
Hey,
So, as I said before, I lost my boyfriend 10 years ago, and Wednesday it'll be 10 years exactly.
what?
Yes, 10 years exactly.
That's
Girl, I
odd
keep
that we
up with
even
that
having
day.
this conversation right now. Then,
Yeah, so
wow.
and look at me. Look at
Yes,
me.
yes.
10 years ago, Keisha, I
10
couldn't
years
even talk
ago.
about him. I
No,
couldn't
I
even
know.
talk about him without breaking down. But so when I lost him, I said that was it. Wasn't
Hmm.
gonna date no more. I was done.
Yeah,
Can't do this no more. And I went through
yeah.
that period of I guess I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. All right, fast forward. I get out of prison, started dating. I said, what happened while I was gone?
Girl, people, huh? Huh.
What happened? What happened while I was gone? Because the dating pool was a mess, Keisha. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about I got the bottom of the barrel. And I'm not even exaggerating. It was hard, girl. It was
You
rough.
scraping together, man. You know?
It was rough. And I
Yeah.
mean, we could do a whole segment about my
Yeah.
dating series
Yeah.
because, baby, it was rough. So
Yeah.
then I said, well, once again, I guess I'm going to be single. But God sent me a man. He's healing. We're healing with each other. We're healing together.
Good.
We've only been dating for 4 months.
Okay.
Um, and he's very patient with me. He knows my story. He read my
Yeah.
book in one day. He knows my story. So he's very patient. And that was another thing that I had to deal with. Guys would look at me, they'll be into me, and then they'll read my book and they'll automatically think I'm too traumatized to be in another relationship. And they would,
That's a healed place though.
and
When you
that's
able to write
crazy.
about it, it's well,
That's
they don't know. They
They
don't know.
don't
Never
know,
mind.
and that
Yeah.
was a hard pill to swallow because I've been told that several times. You
Oh,
have been traumatized, but God sent me a man that's also healing. He's been traumatized too, and I thank God that he he puts people in your life when you need them.
you need
And
them.
I was at a stage where I wasn't looking for nobody.
Come on.
I was
That's how it go.
done.
That is
I
how
was
it go.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't, like I said, it's still fresh. So I'm just excited to see where things go,
Right.
and everything has been up and up with them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Go slow, sis. Go slow and make a good friendship out of it. That's all
yes,
I'm saying right
I,
now.
I'm.
Because
It's very
that's what
slow.
comes
It's
in.
very slow, but
Yeah,
he's
there you
been very patient with me. So that's
go.
a plus.
You deserve that. You deserve that. Yeah,
Thank
that's right.
you.
You on the other side, so that's great. So, who gives you the inspiration and motivation that you need for this daily boost of life?
Definitely my parents.
Oh,
Um, my dad. He is a praying man of God. He
yeah,
is my number one cheerleader. He is he is a provide. He provides for us. He does what he's supposed to do. And Keisha, every court appearance, my dad pressed his way there. He took me. He drove me.
yeah,
He drove me every court appearance. He was there, and it was hard for him. It was
yeah,
hard. Even when I got sentenced, I just saw like it was like he was just so drained, but he pressed
yeah.
his way because he knew that he didn't want me in there by myself.
Mm-mm.
So my dad and my mom is my best friend, and she is my cheerleader.
Yeah.
And Keisha, it's something about a mother's prayer. Yes,
Woo.
my both my parents pray for me, but it's something about a mother's
Yeah,
prayer.
yeah.
And she wrote me every day I was in prison. Every day. When they came in with the mail, Brittney, go on up there. You know you got mail. My mom wrote me every day. She encouraged me. She gave me strength. While she was out here, she was sick and I didn't even
She was
know it.
going through it too.
She was
Yeah,
going through, didn't even know it, but she made sure she wrote her baby girl every day.
girl.
And that's another reason why I want to be successful in this
Yeah,
season because I owe them that.
that's
I never
right.
want to put my parents through that again, but they
That's right.
showed me what strength really is. They
Absolutely.
showed me what prayers can do.
Right.
And it was their prayers that got me through. Like, I wasn't praying for myself, but it was their
Right.
prayers that got me
Right.
through that time. And
Yeah.
I would not have made it if it wasn't for them. I
Mm.
would not have made it if it wasn't for them.
Your motivation and your inspiration is to make sure they see their baby girl the
Yes.
other side of
And
whatever tried to
it,
take you out, and they get to they that's a blessing, girl. That's a beautiful
and when my
thing.
book got published, girl, oh my God, the smile on their faces, they were so happy. They were
Yeah.
so happy for me. And that's all I wanted. That's
How
all I
could you
wanted
not
them to
be?
see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, I don't want to keep going back to the book, but what made you said I'm gonna write this? Like you said, you started it 3 years before, 2 years before,
When I was out on bond, so like 2.5 years before
two
I
and a half.
went to prison. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
did you always know I'm gonna put this into writing, or did you just turn your writings, your journals into a book? How did that?
So everybody was telling you need to write a book. You need to write a book, and it was before me losing my boyfriend. It was because of everything else I have been through. You need to
Yeah.
write a book. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna read,
Yes, they
nothing
will.
about me. I'm not the only one going through something. But when I lost my boyfriend, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And so I started putting pen to paper, and it was just
Mhm.
like I could not stop writing. I
No.
could not stop because that actually helped me. We tell our families start journaling when you're in
Journaling. Yeah.
your depressed stage. Start journaling, and that's
Right.
what I did. I was writing, and it was so much coming out of me, and I was like, this can really help
Right.
somebody.
Right.
And I'm a mental health advocate
Yes.
100%. When people tell me they're going through it, I'm on the phone. What can I do?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
people, telling me they're having a breakdown, I'm coming. I'm finna pull up because I never want to see people going through what I had went through. And I
Yeah.
feel like if I would have had somebody like that during that time, things could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But so now I'm giving, people that are going through what I needed during that time.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I love that.
Yeah.
Girl, give back. Give back. Reach back and grab two, three people. When people are going through something, the worst thing you can make somebody feel is alone. God,
Right.
the bad feeling to feel like nobody
hmm
cares, nobody know where I'm coming from. So yeah, reach back in there and bring them up, Brittany. I know that's
And you're
right.
and a lot of people are embarrassed because of their
Yeah.
situation.
Hmm.
And another thing that people have told me that my book has helped them because some people don't even want to talk about, what they're going through.
They
Some
don't.
people are embarrassed. Some people
Yeah.
feel like they're the only ones. But if
Yep.
if you put yourself out there and give your testimony, you
Come
never
on.
know who you could help.
You gotta add some light to where it's dark. That
Yes.
darkness is where the devil resides. I always tell people that he's in your ear telling you don't share. That's nobody's
Right.
business. Nobody cares about that. Girl, you
Right.
better be quiet. They're gonna look at you like you're a fool. All of that, y'all, is a trick of the devil. When you start talking,
Uh-huh.
you start bringing life to dead situations. And
Right.
really what it's about. That's why I love when people say, I'm gonna be an empowerment coach, or I'm gonna be a motivational speaker, or
Mm-hmm.
there is somebody out here even watching that's gonna be like, my God, that sounds
Yes.
that sound like me.
Yes.
I was dead. I was walking around dead. And
Mhm.
that sound like me. And if this girl can do it, I can do it too. Absolutely.
Right. Never be
Absolutely.
embarrassed about your situation.
You better not.
We all going through something. Never be embarrassed about
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
So in this season, how are you striving to be better?
I I want to be intentional.
Oh,
I want to be intentional. And we've
okay.
already talked about this. Anything I do, I want to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Whether it's dating, I'm dating with intentions, okay?
Amen. Hmm. Hmm.
Whether it's getting going to a speaking engagement, I
Yeah.
want to be intentional. I want to be there on purpose. If I
Right.
call you my friend, I want to be your friend on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
Yeah.
just living life because I'm on autopilot, just going through the steps. There's no fun in that.
Sure
But if I
not.
do things on purpose, there's meaning to it. There's a
Yeah.
reason behind it, and I have a desire to do it. So that's
Yes.
my thing for this year is to do everything with intentions, good
I like
intentions.
it. I love
Yes.
that. Yes. So what about your naysayers? Because we always have them, right? We always got
Yeah.
people that's negative. How do you handle the negativity?
The only time I actually had negativity come my way was while I was writing the book because
Really?
yeah, because I let some people kind of read a little bit before it was published. It
Hmm.
was like, you putting all that in there? I said, well, as I was writing, God didn't give me any restrictions. I would have thought God would have said, no, don't put that in there, or no.
Yeah.
He didn't give me no restrictions. So there was like, oh, you ain't afraid of how people gonna look at you? My face was plastered all over WLOX, all over the Sun Herald, all over the radio. I mean, there's nothing else that can be
How else
said
they
or
gonna look
done.
at me? How? I didn't
So,
have on my hair. How else they gonna look at me?
right. Do you know how bad everything was for me? So, why not?
Right.
And I put my
Oh, I
story
love
out
that.
there, and the things that people told me not to put out there are the main things that people said, I've been through that.
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
through that. I would have
Yes.
never known. And people
Mm.
look at me now and say, I still can't believe that was you. I still can't believe. Because if you put my mugshot next to this right here, I look like two different people.
Two different people. Absolutely. And you
And that's
use
just,
that as your promo for your book. And I was like,
yeah.
this girl is bold. Yeah.
God did not give me no restrictions.
Come on, baby.
He
Come
said,
on.
put it all
Love
out
that.
there. They gonna talk about you anyway. They
Yeah.
gonna talk about your book. But when the book came out, I thank God I haven't heard anything negative.
Yeah.
I've actually had a lot of support. I thank
Good.
God for my support system. Um, I thank God for the good feedback.
Yeah.
So yes, this was supposed to happen.
That's right.
This
God
book
didn't
was
give me no
supposed to happen.
restrictions. Y'all
No
better write that one
restriction.
down. Because if you ain't talking to him, he'll let you know what should and shouldn't go. This girl
Right.
say God ain't give her now restrict. Oh, girl, I love it. Love it. That means no matter what you talk about, you don't have to feel shame. Because
Right.
over with, it's in the past.
It's in the
Yeah,
past, look at me now. So
that's right.
yeah,
Right, that's right. So in this season, you want to do more blank and less blank. What fill in the blanks?
in this season, I want to do more of protecting my energy and my
Mm-hmm.
peace, and less of letting people drain me. hmm
Mm-hmm.
Write that one down too,
Write that down. Don't let
because
them drain you, girl. They'll
you
take you down.
cannot. Because then, when you give more to people, you don't have anything for yourself.
That's
So
good.
there was a quote I had saw. It said, "If the load isn't yours, put it down.
Put
We're
it
not
down.
carrying any extra weight this year."
Put it down.
Put it
And
down. If it's not your load to
down.
carry, don't,
Mhm.
why are you stressing yourself out over
Yeah.
something that's out of your control? Why are you stressing out yourself over somebody that's going to keep doing the same thing over and over?
Yeah.
So I have to protect my peace. I got to protect my energy, and I cannot let other people drain me. I can't put on other people's
No.
problems. I got to stay in line for myself now. So,
Yeah. And what you have, your character, your morals, your values, all of those things are precious and need to be guarded. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? We sometimes we allow people to get close enough to suck us dry.
Oh,
And then what you say, I can't pour from an empty cup because we're supposed to. We may not stay 100% full. Maybe I'm supposed to stay at 85, but I'm
uh-huh.
only supposed to give people the overflow. So if I
Right.
keep giving you more and more and more, and I'm at 20%, watch
That's
the people. Watch the
tiring.
people that pour into you though. When you say I don't or I can't, watch it. Watch those. Those are your people. When they
Mhm.
say, "Wait a minute, girl, you down? Let me give you a little bit more."
Yes.
Let me give you a little bit more. Let me pray for you. When it's, you know what?
Yes.
We gotta be careful. I love that. Less of those people and put that stuff
Yes.
down. Put
And
that
that's
stuff
what, and I
down.
had to learn that the hard way. It wasn't until I caught my charge is when I saw who was really in my corner.
Yeah.
And it was sad to see that, Keisha, I am like a girl's girl, like you had
You
said. I
are.
am
You are.
a great friend. I'm a loyal friend. And to
Cheerleader.
see the people that I would have laid my life down for
Mm.
turn their backs on me, that was so hard for me to see, but I needed to see
We
that.
needed it. We
I
needed
needed
it.
to see that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now, people like, why you so mean? Why you giving that bug face? Why you
I'm
looking
guarded.
like I'm
I'm
very
guarded.
guarded. Very.
I'm protecting my heart.
Very guard. I can't go
Yeah.
through that again. Can't
No,
go
yeah,
through
and
that
you
again.
shouldn't.
So
You don't have to keep going through the same lessons. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I've already learned from that. It's okay. Let me move and grow, and you go.
Yes. That's why it's called life lessons.
That's it. That's it. So what's next for you? I know you say you have a couple of speaking engagements. Anything
Yes.
local that people can possibly see you at, or
The where is it? It's in North Mississippi.
okay.
I'll send you the information once we get off of here. Like I said, she literally just asked me 30 minutes before this. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
No,
yes,
that's
yes.
right.
Um, but book two, I've started on book two, and that's
Good.
gonna be my prison stories. I don't know why everybody's excited to hear about prison. It ain't
Well,
nothing
you
fun
just
about.
made it seem like you wasn't a regular prisoner.
But I am gonna be talking about prison, the things that I've seen in there.
Yeah,
And y'all pray for the women's prison. Just
absolutely.
oh Lord have
Absolutely.
mercy. I just thank God didn't have to deal with a lot of things that have happened
Yeah,
in there. Let me just say that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But yes, much prayer for the women in prison. And it's probably gonna be featured in a magazine. Thank God for that. Yes, girl. We got a
All
lot of
right, girl.
projects coming up. A lot of projects coming
Yes.
up. And also seeing if I can fall in love again.
Come on. In this
So
season.
speaking that.
Yes, God. Well, I always tell people, I'm not sure when, but when God tells me to, but I'm definitely going to have a women's empowerment seminar. So I'll be reaching out to you because I definitely
Please
would love
do.
to be a guest speaker locally, and just pour back into these women. I want
Yes.
the young women between 18 to 25.
Okay.
Because those are, I feel like we graduate and then what, right? Like life
Right.
gets real after that, and so
Yes.
definitely want you to be a part of that. I would love for you to be a part of that in the next
Girl,
chapter.
you already know. I'm there
I'm gonna
already.
reach out to
You
you.
don't even
I'm
have
gonna
a
reach
date
out to
yet.
you. Do you feel like that young girl inside of you, this 10-year young lady, she's proud of you?
Most definitely. Um, Keisha, if I could have saw what I would have had to go through, um, I would have ran just like Jonah.
Yeah,
But to see where I am today because of God's grace and mercy, Brittney 10 years ago would have definitely been proud of the
yeah.
Brittney in 2026.
Come on, come on.
Um, and it wasn't easy.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't easy, but going back to my book title, y'all gonna get tired of me saying this.
Oh
God
yeah,
kept me, and God is still keeping me.
God is keeping me.
Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am. So
Yeah, yeah. And you are a beautiful singer as well. But we'll say that for another day. Say that for
now,
another day.
how we get on that?
Well, because you said that you were singing that and you kept that song for your life. So I
Yes.
but we'll say that for y'all gonna have to come to the actual empowerment seminar and to hear her
Oh
sing.
boy.
Um, your legacy is a beautiful space, a beautiful place, but how do you inspire other people, you think? I know we touched on it a little bit, but your story is an inspiration within itself, but is it anything specifically you think you inspire people to do?
um, I want people to be inspired by my story and just knowing that you are not your mistake.
Hmm.
You're not your past. Your past doesn't define your future.
Amen.
Um, it's a lot of people that go to prison and come home and like, now what? And I was
Yeah.
like that too because I was afraid to go out and like people probably looking at me crazy. And my parents was like, "You don't even look the same. They don't even know it's
Don't.
you." You
Mm.
know? And we got to get out of that mindset that we're not perfect. And I
No.
had to remind myself that there were guards in prison that was saying, "We all make mistakes. We did the same thing y'all did. We just didn't get caught."
Didn't get caught.
And I
That
was like,
part.
oh, like that's how real they were with me in there.
Yeah.
We just didn't get caught. So no one is perfect. If anybody try to, talk about your past and they talked about Jesus, like they said,
Come on.
they talked about him. So
Yeah.
your past doesn't define your future. You can overcome any obstacle if you let God lead the way and just use this as the perfect example that you can accomplish and do anything you want to do
You can.
regardless.
You can,
Yes.
regardless of how you get there. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's that end result that matters
Right.
the most. And you are still his daughter. And
Yes, ma'am.
it's God, and God can use any of us. If
Mm-hmm.
we open to it, he'll use any of us. And so,
Right.
and once, like you said, if he would have showed you this, you'd have been like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing
Girl,
it. But
I'm not doing that. Give me something else.
there you go. There you go. He used your life to glorify him
Hmm.
and to give you some peace about what you had went through that was traumatic. And so I'm grateful for you. Thank you for saying yes to me. I am
Yes.
gonna be a big advocate and a big cheerleader of yours, watching you take
Thank
these other
you.
steps in life. Because I know I'm one day you might be on the Oprah show, and you can say I did the little Keisha show first.
Girl, when you said you might be international, I was like, speaking, girl, because I'm
I'm
willing to go
serious.
wherever God tells me to go.
That's what I said. That's
And I'm
exactly.
willing to do whatever God tells me to do. So
Because if
when you
he
ask
bring
me to
me
be
to
on
it, he'll
here,
bring me through it. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? So, what I'm afraid of? What do I
right.
really have to be afraid of? He's gonna lay it all out for me. He gonna cover me. He gonna protect me,
Yes,
and that's what I
ma'am.
feel like he's gonna do for you, Brittney. May God
Right.
continue to keep
Thank
you moving.
you.
May you continue to inspire and motivate. I thank you for your vulnerability, for your ability to share with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray that everybody that hears and watches this, man, if you don't get nothing out this girl's story, at least know your mistakes don't define you. She said
Mm-hmm.
that. Your mistakes don't
Mm-hmm.
define you. Brittany, thank you. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you for the
We did
opportunity,
it.
Keisha.
You're
Thank you for thinking
welcome.
about me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyday women who are just on the grind and who love God. And
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm glad God gave me this baby. Um,
Yes.
because it's some bomb women out there, and I'm
Yes,
glad the world
ma'am.
the world needs more Britneys. And I'm glad
Amen.
I got to personally know Brittany Farmer. So
Yes, my
thank you so much.
friend.
And you have an amazing week,
You
sister.
too.
Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.